learn to trade in 2024. I was also thinking of titling it, How Would I Learn to Trade if I had to learn how to trade again in 2024? Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about how I would go about learning to trade if I started again in 2024. Hopefully this video will give you an idea of how to structure your learning path in the next year and go into 2025 with already a well-developed strategy and as a profitable trader. Also, I changed the setup a little bit. Let me know if you like it down in the comment section below. Learning to trade these days is a bit of a minefield. There is so much information out there, there are so many resources available, so many courses, so many mentors that it's pretty much overwhelming, and most of the stuff that you're gonna learn online today is unfortunately total crap. And for this reason, so many traders end up taking years by trying on one course, then another, then going to a third mentor, going between strategies and trying to figure out what to do without ever getting profitable. You know, trading doesn't have to take 10 years to learn. I think if you follow a structured learning plan, you can get there within a much more reasonable time period. Pretty much the way I'd like you to think about trading is as a business. So the first thing you do is you put together a business plan. The same goes for trading. You have to have some sort of plan of what you're gonna learn in what sequence, and how will you know that you're done with that certain task, that you've learned a certain subject, and that you can move on to the next stage. Because if you are going through your trading career and you don't know what the next steps are and where you currently are, then you're not progressing. What steps would I recommend? Let's have a look at that. So pretty much the first step, if I had to learn the trading game all over again in the next year, would be that I would start with good charting tools. And I don't mean that you have to go out and pay for some premium services. Just get a charting platform, whether it's TradingView, whether it's our platform LuxTrader, whether it's MetaTrader 5. Simply learn how the charts work, what do they mean, what different candlesticks exist, and how to operate those platforms. That is your first step, and your first goal should be comfortable drawing on the charts, just getting a general sense of how the market moves. So in this stage, what I think you should be doing is just getting yourself familiar with the platforms, with charting. Just watch what the market does. Maybe at this point you will not understand why it moves a certain way or why this happens, but just watch it. Just have an eye on the market, see what's happening, and make sure that you are comfortable with the controls of the platforms, that you know how to draw, that you know how to use it. At this stage, I don't think you should be depositing any funds into a real account or starting trading. Simply watch the market in the first step, learn what's going on, maybe see if you can figure out a few patterns for yourself. Alright, now it's time for the second stage. Once you are familiar with the platforms, you can start consuming all the content that is online about the basics of trading. What I think is not smart at this stage is putting together or just following someone's strategy, but look at resources like Baby Pips, for example. That's an amazing website that we are not affiliated with, but I cannot recommend it enough. Learn about the basic terminology of what certain things mean, what are swaps, what are commissions, what are CFDs, how the markets operate. At this stage, what we're looking for is you building an ability to see what the market is doing, getting a feel for it, getting a feel for how to open the trades, how to control the trading side of the platform, and simply getting some first experience with trading as a whole. This period can take anywhere from months to a year. It depends on how much time you really have to dedicate to the craft of trading. In this stage, your aim is to do a couple of things. In the first place, understand how the market moves. In the second place, understand who the market players are. The third thing you should understand is basics of risk management. The fourth thing you need to understand is the basics of trading psychology. And At this point, you should be getting a little bit of an idea what kind of trader would you want to be, you know? Do you want to be a scalper? Do you want to be a swing trader? Do you want to be a day trader? What works for you? At this point, you're slowly gonna start having an idea of who you are and what works for you in terms of trading. Now we are on to our third step, which is studying and backtesting. So this is the point that I think is pretty much the most work. At this point, you know how to chart, you know how to operate a platform, you've executed some trades, you're slowly starting to get a feel for what kind of trader you are. At this point, you'll probably be considering taking this on as a serious challenge, as maybe a way to potentially earn an income. What you want to do at this stage is start putting what you've learned maybe unconsciously into conscious practice. And by that, I mean get backtesting software and develop a rule set for your strategy. So you're gonna start seeing or looking for patterns in the charts, or building up your strategy based on everything you've learned so far, and you're gonna be putting that into writing and then testing it on historical trading data. So you'll write a set of rules, for example, and you'll try to refine it until you can see that over a period of time, that given strategy is profitable. Your goal at this point should be to familiarize yourself with trading over a long period of time, you know, developing a strategy that is profitable over a long period of time and that is sustainable, that doesn't hit some sort of drawdown. Whatever the parameters are that you set for yourself, you know, try to find a strategy that works for you at this point. This is the stage where you will be working on having some sort of written down concept of what you want, how you trade, when you exit, when you enter. I mean, I made a whole video about how to pretty much develop a trading plan, so you might just want to go over that. I'll leave it down in the description below. In our next step, we are finally getting to actually trading some real funds. So let's recap what we have so far. So in the stage 1, you've learned how to chart. In the second stage, you've got basics of trading. In the third stage, you are working on developing a profitable strategy and backtesting that on historical data. And now you've finally done that. You have a strategy that you know would have been profitable if it was executed in the past. Now is the time to put your strategy into its first tests. So whether that is by having it play on a demo account for a couple of weeks or a month, or what you can do is also maybe deposit some of your first funds. You know, don't go crazy, because it is still likely that the strategy might have some problem that you haven't seen. So start small, but this might be the time to think about, you know, depositing some of your first funds, getting used to trading on a live account. And I say that because it is important to know the differences between live and demo accounts, because the trading experience is not completely the same. There are certain differences between live and demo accounts, and you need to be aware of them if you want to trade much larger funds on a live account. So depositing some of your first funds and actually starting to trade them is what your next step is going to be. All right, and we are getting pretty much to the last step that you'll have in your trading career, and the last step that I would be taking if I was starting to trade over in 2024, and that is getting some funding. Now, at this point, you have tried your strategy on a live account, you've seen that it works, and you have been maybe slowly adding some funds to the account. Your first option is to deposit some money into a broker's account. That has a few advantages, a few disadvantages. The advantage is that there are no rules and you can pretty much just use your strategy as it is, but the issue is that most of you are not going to have hundreds of thousands of pounds to invest into your own trading. So you will be limited in terms of what you can expect from gains, because if in all the previous stages you've built a strategy that is realistic, that doesn't risk a lot, and that can survive over the long term, which you've confirmed by the backtest, you'll realize that you have a strategy that is making maybe 10, maybe 15, and maybe at best 20% a year. And you know, if you have a couple of thousand of pounds, it's not gonna be that much. So you can either work over time and try to grow that account by compounding, or you come to the second option. The second option is to get funded by a prop trading firm. So usually you'll go through some sort of evaluation. If you are able to follow the trading firm's rules and you are profitable, they will provide the funding and share the profit split with you. There is cost associated with starting this kind of evaluation, but at the end of the day, you can potentially increase your profits by a lot if you are a good, responsible trader. Once again, I've made videos on how prop firms work. Actually, the previous video on this channel is going exactly about the details of prop trading, so you might want to check that out. So, in conclusion, those are the steps that I would be taking if I was learning to trade again in 2024. Approach your trading like a business, structure it, have a plan, and I'm sure it'll go successfully. Thank you for watching this video. If you'd like to get in touch with us, feel free to message our 24/5 live chat, or you will find our contacts on our contact page. My name has been Oliver. Thank you for watching, and have a great one.